Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Uncle Matt's Cookery Lessons. We're going to be making these wonderful Keema Naans.
Hello, Uncle Matt here. Welcome back to my channel. In this video I will be making these wonderful things. Naan breads filled with minced lamb. So it's called a Keema Naan. I love these if I go to an Indian restaurant. I've never contemplated making them before, but these come via another channel that I discovered a little while ago and I've reached out to. The channel is called Cooking with Sonny. There should be a link somewhere about there, hopefully, or there, I don't know. I'm rubbish at technology. I'll do my best. If there's not a link there, please look down in the description, you'll find a link to his channel. We're working together, we're doing a little collaboration here. He's cooking my bread and butter pudding recipe, which is by far my most popular video, and I'm making his Keema Naan video, and we're trying to see if we can do justice to each other's dishes. I think he might do a bit better than I've done. I'm happy with them, but he seems to have a lot more filling in his. I don't know how. Anyway, I won't waffle on too much more, but if you are from Cooking with Sonny and you're here watching this, welcome. Thank you very much for coming over. I hope you'll give us a chance. Maybe perhaps click that subscribe button and you know, you may enjoy my videos. And likewise, if you are a viewer of my channel, please go and check out Cooking with Sonny. I think you'll really like his content, and that's what YouTube's all about, right? You know, more the merrier. Anyway, time to stop talking and let's get on with this thing, shall we?
Okay, there's the ingredients lined up for the naan, which is a flatbread. Into the warm water, but not hot water, goes the yeast and the sugar. Give that a stir around, leave that for 10 minutes. Make sure the yeast is still alive. If it's not, run to the shop and get some more. That's the flour and the salt, and this is a plain flour or all-purpose flour, stateside. And there we can see, 10 minutes later, very active indeed. So I'll make a little well in the middle, pour in the yeasty water followed by the oil and the yogurt, or yogurt as we would say over here. Crack in the egg. Now this is like an enriched dough. This is actually a very rich naan bread dough. Comes courtesy of Cooking with Sonny. I had a few issues with the quantities. I just don't get cups as a measurement, chaps, and so I've done my best, and I believe I'm working this away and I'm thinking, oh, either I've got it a little bit wrong or whatever. My dough is a bit on the wet side, a bit too sticky. As you can see, I'm struggling with it. So I've added some flour and I just keep going. The amended amount of flour would be something like 400 grams. So I believe I've corrected the recipe at the beginning. So just keep working away. And it's far better to have a wet dough, a sticky dough, and need to add flour than the other way around. And again, this is not a dough that you required to knead for maybe like 10 minutes or more. No, I think 5 minutes will probably do it. We do want this to be a fairly light, fluffy bread. And I'm thinking to myself, am I there yet? I don't know, we'll just keep going. I keep checking every now and again. What we're looking for is it to be tacky, but not sticky. That seems to be the golden rule with dough making. So I keep cleaning my hands up. I can use a bit of flour on my hands to do that. That is my lady.
It's definitely staying in the video.
Yeah, she was thinking I can sneak past and not be in the video, but not this time, my love. She's by far my better half. She tolerates me. And she's a bit embarrassed because she was in her onesie, but you know, who knows her? No one knows her. Right, I'm happy with that. That is about 5 or 6 minutes of kneading. It's a little bit responsive when you tap it. It springs back a little bit. It's nice and smooth. Get it in a bowl. A little bit of oil. That helps to allow it to rise. There we go. Plate over the top. stop it from drying, let that prove. Cold cast iron pan, we're going to toast our whole seeds here. That's coriander, cumin and mustard seeds. And listen, I love that. Let those cool down. You basically don't burn them. Toast them until they smell amazing, and then once they've cooled, get them in your grinder, or my lovely pestle and mortar here. I believe in the stateside you say mortar and pestle. Once ground, add in your already ground spices and you're done. And if you've got too much mixture, don't worry, it will keep for ages. There you go, new way to peel onions. Spin them fast enough the skin just falls off. Okay, that's a medium sized white onion. I just want to sort of dice all these vegetables that are coming up now. Fairly evenly sized, nice and small, just cut each way to the core and then across it and down. Oh, you can see what I'm doing. Get that nicely diced up. Don't waste the bits around the core, just nip around there. Just throw away the very outside bit. And a bit of ginger here. Let's peel it with a spoon. Strange how this works, but it just sort of does. I suppose it's because it's so blunt and the skin is the way it is, I don't know. But that seems to work. And don't worry, don't be too pedantic. A little bit of skin on there is not going to hurt this. It's going to be absolutely fine. In fact, I've seen some people not peel theirs at all and they swear it doesn't make any difference. I like to peel mine. And then I like to slice it nice and thin that way, and then try to make that into little sticks that way. And then turn them through 90 degrees and slice that way to make tiny little dice. If I did it really properly, that would be called brunoise, fancy French name. But basically it's just diced up nice and small. Slide that along to join the onions whilst we peel and chop up the garlic. I'm sure you could use a garlic crusher, a pureer, not a problem. And in fact, if you've got a mechanical appliance that dices and chops up vegetables, save yourself the hassle. Make your life easier. Use that. Now, Sonny's recipe calls for a Fresno chili. Okay, this is the UK. We don't really do chilies. We just have just a couple of varieties. I believe that would be a jalapeno. I just sort of went to the middle of it, cut a piece that I knew would have a bit of the pith, and just to see if once they'd be really hot. It wasn't really hot, but I decided to remove some of the seeds and not all of the seeds. And again, slice them nice and thin like julienne. Turn it on its side, cut the other way, and then finish with a bit of choppy. Very nice. The vegetables are done. It's time to cook the filling. So this is the lamb. Now this is a 20% fat lamb. On Sonny's video, he had a really fatty piece of lamb. I don't know what percentage it would have been, and he needed to drain off the fat. This we didn't need to. It was just about perfect, but I wouldn't recommend you go any lower than 20% fat. I think you need that for moisture. It really does help, and flavour. It's all about the fat nowadays, and I do believe people have realised that animal fats are actually, they're not the devil, they're not the bad guys. Anyway, break down the lamb. I want to get it into nice small pieces before I add in the vegetables. And thanks Sonny for this technique. I like this. This is I hadn't considered doing it this way before. Shift over the lamb to one half of the pan. Get your vegetables in the other half, and you can sort of stir those around and give them a little sweat on their own before mixing in with the lamb. Nice technique. Thank you very much, Sonny. And again, I'm just scraping the bottom all the time. There's a lot of moisture still there, so you can see the steam is coming off. I'm going to cook this until it stops steaming, and it's really going to fry at that stage. The salt and the spices go in, and I've put in a couple of spoons full of the spice mix there. I think we'll let that cook in. We'll have a taste of that, and if it's not right, we can always add a bit more later. And at this stage, I'm going to go, let's just mix it all together. I tried for a while and then it all started mixing, so let's get in there. Still some steam coming off, but it is frying. But now, there you go, the steam has stopped, and this is over pretty much a medium heat. Tomato puree in, Got to cook out that tomato puree. It will be much better if you do. And don't worry if you get what I start getting here. It's sticking on the bottom. That is gold dust. That is called the fond. What I do when I get a fond, and actually I want this lamb, there you go, you can see it a bit better there. I really want this to cook on a bit longer, so I just add a little bit of water from the tap. That's enough to deglaze that fond. Go on, scratch away at that. Go on, Uncle Matt, put your elbow grease into it. And all around the pan, any bits you find, just get them all scraped up, a little bit more there. And don't worry about making this wet, because you can keep cooking it out. Have a little tasting for seasoning and the spicing, and I think, oh, I want a bit more of that lovely spice, and I want to just give that a few minutes to cook out a little bit as well. So another splash of water, and I'll just let that down on a lower heat now, and just let that cook until it is moist but not wet, but still moist. Nice. I chilled that plate down for a little while before I put the lamb on it, and then I pop that in the fridge, get it nice and flat so it cools down quickly. Dough has about tripled, whatever word that was, trebled in size. I want to now just knock it back. I decided I want to go for 8 naans. I think that's about right. That's the size I want. I bought a brand new cast iron pan for doing this, and I thought, yeah, 8's going to be bang on. And here's me marking it. I think, okay, well, I want to get them reasonably even. I'm not going to be too pedantic and fussy about this, but I thought I'll score it where they. And I thought, why didn't I just cut through? I don't know why. I do strange things sometimes. Feel free just to cut through, or tear them. Let them prove. Bit of cling film over the top there. Try not to notice my bit where I'm going thin again. And that has had about 20 minutes. And yeah, it's got a bit of life back in it. It's fluffed up a bit. This time, let's make these naans, shall we? So you've got to roll it. You want to roll it pretty thin. I'm not very good at doing this in percentages or fractions of inches, but that's about 3 to 4 millimeters. Probably, is that about 1/8 of an inch? I'm not very good at that, sorry. Spoon on the amount of meat mixture you want, and I sort of looked at my meat and I divided it into 8 with my eyes as well, so we're about right. And then leave a border, fold it all over like that. And this is the first time I've done it, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to give it a little bit of a roll there. I don't want it to be too thick. I want it to sort of be thin, like a flatbread. You could have left it thicker. The other side, and you can see there where the lamb looks like it's from the inside wants to penetrate out through. So I'm thinking I'll just roll down the bits that aren't like that. I don't want to roll too much. I do not want that lamb coming through. I want it to stay inside the bread. First one done. Just show you a different angle of the folding bit. Hopefully that makes perfect sense. Trial and error, but actually once you start doing it, it falls into place. It's obvious what to do. Right, nice hot pan. I've had that over a medium heat for a while. See a bit of smoke coming off when the oil goes in, and I'm using a light canola oil for this. That's had about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Keep your eye on it, don't let them burn. Obviously if you need to adjust the heat in your pan and turn it down, do that. If you need to turn it up, do that. That's you cooking, as Chef John would say from Food Wishes. Once I flipped it over, I think we'll have a little bit of salt on there. That's a bit of fun when it puffs up like that. Push it down, let it come up again, push it down. And there we go. Both sides done. Very happy with that. I thought I would just show you. This is a bit of a time lapse here. All 8 Keema Naans done. All the dough used and all of the meat filling used. Very happy with myself. I just brushed in that with a bit of melted butter because that's what you do to make it more yummy and better. I'm just using some parsley because coriander, or stateside you call that cilantro, is banned in this house. It's disgusting apparently. Tastes like soap according to my lady. More salt and oh, come on guys. Who doesn't want that? Right then, so regular viewers of Uncle Matt's Cookery lessons are thinking, what are you doing,
Uncle Matt? What are you doing down there? Well, this is how Cooking with Sonny finishes his videos. Something like this. Sorry, Sonny, I'm doing my best. So, nice warm lamb Keema Naan. Oh yes. Steaming. It's not quite as full with the lamb as yours, Sonny. But, you know, I'm very happy with it. Let's have a go. Let's have a dunk in my rater. Okay, that's really hot. The bread is really light, rich and fluffy. I think that's got a lot to do with the yogurt, the oil and the egg in there as well. It's not just yeast, water, flour, dough. The lamb is spiced exactly how I like it. It's not dry, it's not moist, it's just bang on. It's a Keema Naan after all, right? And I am very pleased with it. So, Sonny, that fantastic video, thank you very much. I hope I've done justice to yours, recreating your dish, and hopefully we'll do something like this in the future. And to all of the new viewers of this channel, yeah, you're welcome. Nice to see you again. Anyway, thank you very much. Bye.